Good morning and welcome to today's Smart Business Strategies podcast. I am Anna Wiles, the franchise economist, and today we have a special guest, Hannah Erlenbush with Gotcha Covered. Hannah, welcome. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks, Anna. I'm super excited to be here.
Well, I'm excited for people to hear about Gotcha Covered. So start us off and share a little bit about you and Gotcha Covered.
Hey everyone, I'm Hannah Erlenbush. I'm the Director of Franchise Development here. I've been here for just shy of 7 years now. And Gotcha Covered is a full custom window covering provider. We do everything for the interior of the window: blinds, shutters, shades, draperies, window film. We even do things for the outside exteriors, motorized awning, shutters, those types of things for residential and commercial customers.
Wow, that's a lot, Hannah. Now, what differentiates Gotcha Covered from other window treatment franchises?
Our big differentiator is definitely going to be the range of options that we can present to a customer. Most of our competitors are sourcing from one, maybe two vendors. That's the only way that they can really buy down their pricing grid. Because of our large base, we do have access to multiple different vendors, and we have the largest selection of interior options and exterior options as well for residential and commercial customers.
And I think a lot of your competitors also focus very heavily just on residential and really don't get into the commercial space. Would you agree?
Yes. So the majority of our competitors aren't really going to dabble in the commercial side. Our owners are still heavily residential, but I would say about 20% of our business is commercial when I average everybody in the system. But then we have those owners that do like to focus more heavily in commercial. I have a guy in Wisconsin. In November, he did $750,000 in commercial projects. Now, that's not the norm, so it depends on who you are and where you're located. But we do have a commercial co-op division, Anna, which is really nice. And this is a way for us to help our owners with those large-scale commercial projects, kind of take some of that worry away when they're dealing with larger average transactions in the commercial field.
Well, I would say that is definitely a differentiator. So you have a commercial co-op division to help your owners take on these large projects. And you could explain to me, Hannah, and explain it to the audience about how that helps, because these are large, could be six-figure, projects, and how you Gotcha Covered Corporate can help them take on a project like that.
Right. So when you think about commercial, typically there's a long runway to finalizing a project. Also, sometimes these structures are under construction, so you're going to be looking at blueprints, trying to figure out, okay, where is the window on these, 7 pages of blueprints? How do I price this out? What is installation going to look like? The biggest barrier typically with commercial is the upfront cost. You're usually buying product, maybe sometimes having to sit on it for 6 to 8 months before it's even installed. So that tends to be the biggest barrier to entry. So our commercial co-op can actually take all that on, cover any upfront costs, expertise needed to read blueprints, find the installers, and then depending on how our owner wants to utilize that co-op division, they can just sit back and wait for their check in the mail, or maybe they like the idea of getting into commercial later and they can work very closely with that division to kind of learn how to handle those. But yes, Anna, if you make a mistake on a $100,000 project, that's extremely expensive. So you don't want to really do that on your own right away.
Absolutely. I think that's a huge differentiator. All right. And then, so Hannah, describe the day in the life of a franchisee. How is he or she spending their time? What are they doing? Who are they engaging with?
So we have 3 different models here at Gotcha Covered. Everyone starts out as an owner-operator, one person or sometimes a husband and wife team working outside of their home, doing everything except the installation of the product. But we also have owners that have moved into full showroom models where they have full staff. They're now managing, upwards of $1 million plus in business typically for those type of that type of a model. But let's talk about when you first start, your owner operator, the majority of our system. Really what our franchisees are focusing on is getting connected in their community. We want them to be joining the Chamber of Commerce, Realtor Association networking events, and they're building a relationship with businesses that have a revolving door of their ideal customer. And then they're going to start to actually go on appointments and work with customers residentially and commercially to find a solution to their window covering needs. Is it light control, energy efficiency, privacy concerns? The only heavy lifting our franchisees do is measure windows, and the technology on that piece has just exploded. I mean, and now there's these laser measures. You can stick to one side; it's going to tell you exactly what the width is. So it really cuts down on the tape measure olden days, maybe about 15 years ago. They'll present options to their customer, and once everyone decides on yes, this is what I would like, our owners are taking a deposit that covers the cost of their goods. So super cash flow friendly. Our owners don't purchase product until a customer has given them a deposit that covers the cost.
That is attractive. That's very attractive. I love how you said that really it's about being a problem solver. You said it's a privacy issue, a sun exposure issue, something like that. And so that leads to the next question. Does someone need to have a particular background to be successful as a Got You Covered franchisee? Do you have to have an interior design? Do you have to have an eye for color, that sort of thing?
That's a huge misconception. We have over 170 owners from various different backgrounds. What we really look for is transferable skills. But no, interior design does not have any bearing on success. When I think about the majority of our owners, there's maybe 3 that come to mind that have any formal design background. It's really about, again, being able to solve problems. We have high-level executives that have joined our system, teachers, accountants, engineers. I have a woman in Ohio that has a PhD in organic chemistry, spent her entire career in a lab, and she's built a very successful business. So it's really about being able to follow a plan. I think that's true with any franchise, but also being able to connect with people. We're in the direct sales arena. It's very consultative. It's not a pushy sale, but people buy from who they like. People refer to who they like. We can train an owner on business and product. It's a lot harder to train someone to be likable, and that's just the nature of this business.
That's right. That's exactly right. So you're saying, excuse me, so you're saying there's no particular work background or industry you had to have worked in or anything like that. It's more about you're in the people business. And so someone has to be able to relate to people. Is that it?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
The example you gave me of the franchisee that I resonated with was the one who came from the military, because I was in the military as well. Then I became a business owner, and that person became a business owner, but after a stint in the civilian world as an accountant. So tell us about that person.
Yes, this is a very successful franchisee over in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Yes, exactly. He had a military background, and he had some time in the civilian workforce after he transitioned out of the military as an accountant. And he joined Got You Covered because of the lifestyle flexibility and the financial potential that everyone seems to find attractive with our business. And he sold $1 million in his second year. Insane, single owner operator. And when he talks to franchisees, his tagline is, hey, if I knew now what I knew 10 years ago, I would do it again, but I would pay double. And that's incredibly powerful.
That is incredibly powerful. And so it's about not having an eye for color, but an eye for the bottom line is what I would sum it up as.
Exactly.
All right. Now, this show is called Smart Business Strategies, Hannah. What is a smart business strategy that Got You Covered uses that you'd like to share with the audience?
I think in this day and age, you have to be leveraging technology. If you're not leveraging technology, you're going to be left behind. So we have really nice visualizer tools that our franchisees can use when showcasing product. We also have a very sophisticated software that our owners can use for business management. So it's twofold. It's consumer-facing technology, but also, the back-end applications that our owners can use to minimize some of that admin work too.
I'd also like to put a plug in for your supply chain, because many independent business owners who are in this space, of course, this is customizable. People are ordering custom products, but they're really long wait times. You had shared with me that some of your the relationship you have with your manufacturers, it can be from order to installation in as short as 2 weeks. Is that right?
So especially when we're talking about exterior options, we have a manufacturer that we use, and these products are private label, gotcha covered, and they do have their own delivery fleet. So from manufacturing to delivery can be in as little as 2 weeks for our exterior options.
I think that's another significant differentiator with Gotcha Covered over other window treatment franchises. I had a franchise candidate, a senior executive from Procter & Gamble, look at another window treatment franchise, and the reason he didn't move forward with them is he didn't like the supply chain.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you have to find those right manufacturers. And we've been in business as a franchise since 2009. We have very solid relationships with our manufacturers. We have a vendor support specialist on staff. That's all she does, is make sure that the relationship between our franchisees and our vendors is going well. And then if anything goes wrong, like, we're able to step in because of our relationships and make things right, which is different than some of these other window treatment franchises that are out there.
Absolutely. So, and you have 170 franchisees strong and growing.
Exactly. A ton of wide open space still. We're not really technically sold out anywhere. Charlotte's getting a little tight, but I still have a ton of open availability for single, double, or triple units.
And that's important for people to know, because a lot of people don't want to buy themselves a job. They're looking to grow and scale a sizable business. So you're the franchise developer. Are you looking for empire builders?
I love that idea. And we do have owners that have moved into more of that. I don't want to say semi-passive. I don't think anything's truly semi-passive, but more of that manager or overseer, right? Not working on the business, not working in the business, but on the business. So we do have the ability to move into that. I love the idea of keeping your business very lean in the beginning and using the profits of your home-based business to fund these other expansion opportunities. That just makes so much sense to me, not bringing on a ton of debt, really working lean in those first couple of years. And then if you want to go into retail, being able to recapitalize the proceeds of your home-based business into those other models.
Retail, or focus more on the commercial side of the business. Yeah,
definitely.
All right. Well, Hannah, we are out of time. Thank you so much for being here. If someone wants to learn more about Gotcha Covered, what should they do?
Anna, you know exactly who we're looking for, and I think they should definitely reach out to you if they're looking for Gotcha Covered or just franchising in general. You've been doing this a heck of a long time. You have a great track record of placing people with the right franchise opportunities and just being an educator.
Well, thank you for that, Hannah. And I do think Gotcha Covered has some very distinct advantages over other franchises in general, and in particular window treatment franchises. So thank you for being here on the show and sharing that with our audience. Audience, this is Hannah Erlenbush with Gotcha Covered. Audience, I'm Anna Wilds, the franchise economist. Thank you for being here, for watching and listening and learning. And be sure to come back next week, where we have got an innovative fitness concept. Now, I will tell you, fitness is not a fad, but there are fads within fitness. This is as you can see, I like franchises that differentiate themselves. This is a strong, innovative fitness concept that's going to be around for years and years and years to come. You're not going to want to miss it. Come back next Wednesday at 11:30. I'm Anna Wilds, the franchise economist. See you then. Bye-bye.